The Evergreen Media Network Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Oh boy, we're back. I was getting into the music there. That's why I let it play a little bit. Listen to Keith play a little bit on that guitar he's got going there. And we're back. I'm here with Todd and Billy. We're hanging out, discussing some cars. We'll do a little bit of history.
Yesterday.
Make fun of Keith a little bit. Anything else?
That's not hard.
Oh boy. This week in auto history, September 2nd, 1959, the Ford Falcon was introduced. I thought 60 was the first year. I guess because it came out late in 59, I guess they considered it a 60.
Probably called it a 60, yeah.
Acknowledging demand for small, less expensive cars, Ford introduces its new compact Falcon, which would be a mainstay of the company's new car line until it was discontinued in 70. And then when they come out with the Maverick?
Yep.
About 1970?
Yeah, I had a 70 Maverick.
Yeah, because you had a 70 Maverick? 302?
73.
Was it one of those grabber Mavericks?
My 70 was. Six-cylinder. My 73 was a grabber, 302.
302. They were quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually ran real well.
Yeah, a friend of mine, we were going down to spring break, and he pulled up at my house with his Maverick, and we drove right down to Florida.
Yeah.
One day. Got there in like 16 hours.
Well,
We were flying from New York.
Were you going to Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the place to go.
Yeah.
Because everything was, you had cruising on both sides of the streets, which they don't do anymore.
Yeah. It was great down there back in the day.
Yeah, it was back in the day. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
So, the Ford Falcon came out September 2nd, 1959. September 3rd, 1875. Man, he's really going down. Ferdinand Porsche was born. Austrian-German automotive engineer Porsche, or should I say Porsche?
Porsche.
Would be the man behind the Mercedes-Benz S, SS, and SSK models, the Volkswagen, and the first of the cars to carry his name. Did I see something on the news? Did Volkswagen stop making cars?
Huh?
I hadn't heard that.
I seen something.
Were they talking bugs? Something happened in Germany?
It's funny. I read a little clip of that on the inside paper just the other day.
And I thought I
don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't, something with the Volkswagens. I don't know. I thought I read the same thing. I thought I read something the other day about it. And I'm like, that's weird that they're not going to make Volkswagens. I didn't get it.
I think it might be in Germany, though.
Just in Germany, they're just shutting the plants
something
down.
Like that, yeah.
Oh, okay. And you see, Germany just went conservative.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
Most of Europe is going conservative, except, here.
There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
People just don't know it.
Right. September 3rd, what else we got? September 4th, 1917, Henry Ford II was born. The Deuce, as he was known as, was granted an early discharge from the Navy to return home to join the family business when his father Etzel died in 1943. So he came home early. Didn't they live in Vero? Did Etzel? Did one of them live in? Was one of the Ford family members? I thought we did a story a while ago, or somebody that was in said something about one of the Ford members living in Vero. I don't know. Who knows? September 5th. Man, he's really going back. 1885. Sylvanus Bowser of Fort Wayne, Indiana, manufactures the first gas pump, which is delivered to Jake Gumper, also of Fort Wayne. First gas pump, 1885. What gas-powered car? Yeah, what were they putting gas in?
A lantern?
Right. Can you fill up my lantern real quick? I need some light. Yeah. September 6, 2007, to be closer to its strong East Coast market, Volkswagen of America moves from Auburn Hills, Michigan to Herndon, Virginia.
Yep. They got one in Chattanooga.
Oh, really? And when that's coming up, right? Chattanooga, another month?
Next month.
Next month. Okay. September 7, 1979, Chrysler announces record losses. Chrysler announced its pre-tax losses for the year and soon would be the recipient of a massive government bailout. Lee Iacocca.
Yep.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
He built all those, K cars. And,
The K car is what saved the Chrysler, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The NYPD had K cars.
Oh, did they?
They were the worst cars that you... Because, I'm 6 foot. My partner was 6'5", 330. He was a big boy. So when he put the seat back, you couldn't put anybody in the back
back
of a
seat?
police car. You had to call for somebody. This is ridiculous. Give us and they were just dogs. I guess they were doing it for gas mileage because they all had 4 cylinders. You couldn't chase anybody. You couldn't do it. It was just horrible. Horrible thing to do. Bringing back the K car.
You was allowed to chase people back then?
Oh yeah, we could chase, but a lot of times when we would chase, we wouldn't put it over the radio that we were chasing.
No.
No, because once you put it over the radio, the sergeant would come on and say, "Hey, discontinue that chase." They didn't want you chasing any cars. My sergeant had me chase a kid on a motorcycle. I said, "I'm not doing it because what's going to happen is we're going to crash.
Yeah.
We're not going to keep up with a motorcycle. There's no way.
No way in that kind of traffic.
No. So we were in Howard Beach over by John Gotti's house, and the motorcycle came right past John Gotti's house. The motorcycle makes a right-hand turn. I make a right-hand turn. My little the K car stalls.
He got out on foot and started running.
No,
Come on, boy!
when the K car stalled right in front of his, I turn right in front of his house. The wheel locks. What happens? You crash into a parked car because you got no power.
Yeah.
Mrs. Gotti comes running out. Mike, are you okay? You okay? I said, yeah, we're good. And my sergeant goes, who was that? I said, that's Mrs. Gotti. She's very nice. And that was the last time the sergeant rode me. Wouldn't ride with me again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess he got scared. I don't know what was going on. Oh boy!
Did they have the little Mitsubishi motors in them?
I don't know what they had. They were just little 4-cylinder Chrysler K cars. They were just. It was a horrible ride.
Well, they came with the one. Some of them came with the Mitsubishi motor, but then they had that
Little
Chrysler motor,
Chrysler
the overhead
motor.
cam.
Yeah, always
What a
busted the
dog.
Oh
belts.
really? That was another dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
The timing
man.
belt broke on them all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I still got the tool in my toolbox for setting the tension on the timing belt on one of those
No
things.
kidding.
Yeah.
How were those rotary engines from Mazda? Were they any good? I mean,
I thought they were pretty good. The
I
old
never
Mazda
had no
rotary
dealings
motor.
with them.
No.
But I
Yeah.
heard they was very dependable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they still do. They don't still make the rotary engine, do they?
I don't think so,
No.
but they made a pretty good little race car. Some
Yeah.
people could really make them things twist.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah.
They had a distinct sound to them, Wing,
Yeah, well, you got to remember they had no rods, no push rod. I mean, there was nothing. Just
There was nothing
the
else.
vein
Kind of like a
going down.
vane, like a AC compressor.
Oh
Yeah.
really? That's
Yeah,
it.
like
That was
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And that
it
was
worked that way.
underneath the valve, not even a valve cover, right?
No,
it was just
it
one
was-
big
Yeah,
thing on
one
the top.
big
Yeah.
unit. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah. What else we got going? We got a VFW car show coming. It's the second annual VFW Post 4206 up in Melbourne. It's having a car show September 14th. That would be, I guess, next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. At 3201 Dairy Road, Melbourne. It's from 10 to 2. The entry is $20. Pre-registration includes a T-shirt. So if you want to go up there, you got to get that pre-registration ends September 1st. So I guess that's over with already. Unless you drive up there, maybe they'll give it to you. Day of the show registration, it's 9 o'clock, and that's sponsored by All Florida Land Service and Curry Properties, it looks like. If you want more information, call Dave LeBond at 321-863-1356 or dave.1956bellair@yahoo.com. So make the checks payable to VF. No, you don't have to do that anymore because we passed the time. But yeah, that's the second annual car show, September 14th at 10 to 2. All right, we want to do some tech talk, Todd. You ready for some questions? You think you can handle this?
Probably. I was looking at the one.
If you have a question for us, send it to AmericanCarClassics@gmail.com. If you want to just send Keith a love note, you could do that at AmericanCarClassics@gmail.com. Just, send him whatever you want.
He needs all the love.
Yeah, he needs a love, that's for sure. Yeah.
Or a crying towel. There's a lot of whining.
Chuck in Fort Pierce asks, Todd, I'm getting ready to rebuild a 440 for my 68 Satellite. Looking to do a stroke of 512 with the possibility of keeping the 915 heads. My goal is about 500 horsepower. It will be a street driver. I'll keep the original 323 rear, and it is an automatic. If I go with an Edelbrock intake manifold and Holly carb, will I have clearance issues with the original hood? And if I use TTI headers, 1 7/8, will there be any clearance issues? You know anything about this?
I couldn't tell you, bro. I'm
Nothing
not a
about
big Chrysler fan.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I don't think unless he goes real high on the intake, I don't think they got to quite a big engine compartment. I
Yeah, that's what I
don't
would
believe
think.
he'd
Well, the
have
satellite's got to be just as good as much as the Roadrunner, right?
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
same car,
like,
basically.
yeah. So I don't think he'd have a problem with hood clearance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he's got some big goofy air cleaner or something.
Right, right. Keith wrote down, Mopar big block heads are a big limiting factor since they don't really flow enough for 500 plus cubic inch engines. You might stroke the motor and only gain 5 horsepower because of the restrictive 915's heads. If you stay original, then maybe keep the stock manifolds too. TTI headers fit really well, and most people talk about them like they fit. I never heard of TTI headers.
Neither.
Me neither. So they must not be a
Maybe they're just strictly for...
Mopar.
Yeah, and I wouldn't... And those heads got to be heavy, right?
Yeah.
All
I mean,
the
why
heads
wouldn't
have-
you just go buy
with
you a
aluminum heads.
package? You know, if you're going to do an Edelbrock intake, why not get a set of Edelbrock heads and intake
and
the
do all...
match?
Yeah,
And then
have it all
I
match.
wouldn't go with their Edelbrock carburetor, of course. You know,
Right,
maybe
no.
a nice poly on there.
Right.
You know, stay within something that's going to give you.
The horsepower.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, if he wants to race, not even race it, just that 323 rear is awfully...
Asking to get 500 horsepower out of that motor that's a lot of asking. With, just by changing the heads and the intake in the carburetor, you're not going to get 500
Well, he said he was going to
horsepower.
stroke it. So,
He's going to stroke it
he's
till
gonna get more cubic
512.
air.
Yeah. Well,
So he's really got to do a lot more than just that.
But with, like, again, with 323 gears, you know, unless you're going to drive on the highway on trips.
he's going to race Daytona with it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
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 I would go with 350 gear or something.
Yeah, I would at least put a 355 gear in and aluminum heads. Maybe you'll get the 500 horsepower. You know, I don't know what the 440 was rated at in 68.
68.
Well,
probably,
that was before
probably
the economy crash.
Yeah, so it'd probably about 370.
370, so he's looking to do
something,
120 horsepower just by stroking it out. I don't know. I think you got to put aluminum heads on it.
Yeah.
Jack in Palm Bay asks, I have a 71 Ford Torino 500 and I need a new door and glass seals for all the doors. Where could I find this? Would seals from other years or models work? Thank you. Any ideas?
There's a Steel Rubber Company.
That's who I use, Steel Rubber. They're very good. What you do, you email them the type of car you'll have, and they will send you a catalog just for that car.
Really?
If they have it, yeah.
Yeah, I normally go on and I'll put the car in and they'll pull up all their,
Right.
You know, unless you're wanting, the book. If you got time to look on the computer, I'm
That's the
always
basic.
shopping.
Yeah, and then you could try Dearborn Classics or Max Auto Parts in Lockport, New York. Aren't both of those now owned by Eckler? I know when I go to Eckler's, when I was going
Dearborn,
for Eckler's,
I think.
Max is definitely owned by Eckler's. Yeah.
Eckler's now, yeah.
So you could just go to Eckler's. If you're in Palm Bay, go to Eckler's up in Titusville.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go on a break. When we come back, we'll answer Sean's question and Susan's question, and then we'll do the car shows, and we'll be out of here. All right, play us out, Jess.
Bow, bow.
For state-of-the-art auto glass and windshield services, make it American Auto Glass. American Auto Glass has over 20 years of experience working on glass in cars, trucks, motorhomes, buses, and all commercial vehicles, even helping you save time, speeding up your insurance claim for free glass replacement, both in-shop and mobile for most vehicles. Trust American Auto Glass, your one-stop local business. 281 Sebastian Boulevard in Sebastian. American Auto Glass. Tree trimming is serious business. Don't let the other guys botch the job. Call Scott Tree Services. We're fully insured, fully credentialed. Don't get nervous. Call Scott Tree Services.
Hey, you! Host your very own show every week at Evergreen Media Network in Vero Beach. Go live to YouTube and Facebook with up to 4 people and your very own producer. Be heard on more than 15 podcast platforms and local radio. All you have to do is show up and talk. Your guests can join from anywhere in the world. It's easy to get started with the largest podcast studio on the Treasure Coast. Contact Evergreen Media to tour the studio.
Sturgis Lumber is the county's most trusted hardware store. Sturgis stocks stainless steel products, power tools, construction and painting supplies, propane, plumbing, and electrical parts. 4645 US 1 Vero Beach, Sturgis Lumber and Hardware.
When the check engine light comes on, turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Time for an oil change? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Brake work, alignments, maintenance, and more? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Your certified service center specializing in alignments, repairs, oil changes, radiators, brakes, even auto electric repair. Just east of US 1 at 1212 23rd Street, Vero Beach. Turn to the local mechanics you can trust. Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach.
Welcome back. We're back to our last thing here. Classic Car Radio, Vero Beach, 107.9 WAXC.
Mike, Billy, Todd.
Patriot Radio we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all a bunch of patriots.
Yeah. Patriots around here. And then you guys got matching shirts. That's pretty nice. I almost wore that shirt today. We would have been Three Stooges up here with the matching shirts.
We are Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Oh, slightly.
Yeah. That's funny.
You like that?
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jesse? That's funny.
Jesse, were you even born when the Three Stooges were around?
No, but I love the reruns.
Oh, okay.
That was a good one.
That and Abbott and
good.
Costello. And then they all of a sudden they came out. I was watching something on, and they were talking about the East Side Boys, whatever, with Mo and Satch and all those guys. You remember that?
Yeah.
Those guys? I think it was East Side Boys, right? Was it East Side Boys or Dead End Boys? I forget what the name of the show was, but it had Satch.
I remember the name Satch and Mo.
And Mo.
Because Mo was on the Three Stooges.
Right, but I thought, or maybe I forget what the other guy's name was.
But I didn't.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, I can't remember
East End guys, so I forget what the hell.
You get up my age, you forget a lot of stuff.
I'm not even your age, and I forget a lot of stuff. Sean from Vero Beach X. Guys, I'm repainting a 68 Chevelle. I bought it on Craigslist. It's my first ever paint job. How many old coats of paint can you scuff and paint over? Assuming surface old finish is in good condition and the paint products are compatible, and if I make a mistake, I have to scuff it up again. How many coats of base can be applied? I know there's a problem with too many coats of paint. Why not just strip it all the way down?
That's a proper way to do it.
Right.
Strip it down to bare metal. But
then you know what you got.
Right.
Yeah, then you're starting from scratch, and that's how you want to start. But maximum, I wouldn't go over more than one paint job.
Oh, really?
If
So
you're
you
gonna
want to go
leave
down to
paint-
the original paint color?
Well, if the car has 2 or 3 paint jobs on it, then I would just strip it down to bare metal.
Right.
But if it only has one paint job, the original paint job, you probably could get away with it. If it's today's cars, with the problems with peeling, I would strip it down to bare metal.
Really?
That's just how I am.
Right.
I mean, that's how really the proper way to do it. But
yeah, I think when Donnie Ray took my Chevelle in, Donnie Ray's up in Palm Bay if anybody needs paint also, he was going to just strip off the first layer and paint the car. Then he realized there was like 4 layers of paint on my car, and he took it all the way down to bare metal.
you got to, really.
Yeah, and when it gets to be that much, I guess you just got to take
you
it
open
down.
yourself up for a lot of problems that could happen. You could have a lifting problem when you're putting, a hot base down. I don't mean temperature high, I mean chemically hot.
Right.
The interaction between that and the old base, sometimes it'll lift, or down the road will tend to bubble.
Really?
It'll soften the base, the color underneath, the paint job underneath, and then once it gets out in the sun a few times and it gets hot, it tends to bubble and lift up off the surface of the paint.
Now, if you take the first lay down, and then after you do that, you seal the whole car?
You can.
Would that stop it from bleeding through? No, it won't stop it.
Well, in your case.
In my case, it came through, yeah.
The car, that probably, if you had breakthroughs and you had a 1K primer going over, that's not right.
Right.
So you would want to seal the car, then apply your base coat, and then do your clear coat.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, Sean. Give it a shot. I would go down to bare metal, especially on a Chevelle. Just go down to bare metal.
Yeah, and he's asking how many coats, however many coats it takes to get it covered.
Oh, really?
The color. Yeah.
So you would do 2 or 3 coats of base paint?
Well, it depends on the paint manufacturer. You got a good paint manufacturer out there. Stuff covers.
Really
one
good.
company might cover like gangbusters. The other one, you might have to put 20 coats just to get it to cover. So it really varies on the paint manufacturer.
Gotcha. Susan in Palm Bay asks, I have a 70 Dart 340. I love those cars. Mm-hmm. That made my dad that my dad gave me when he got too old to drive it any longer. My girlfriend and I enjoy going out on weekend nights and challenging the local guys from light to light, no money involved. We get beaten a lot, so what can I do to make it a little quicker? It's a 4-barrel carbon. It has dual exhaust, but no headers. What do you think?
Cam.
Yeah. Get a jump on them.
Yeah, that's it. Cheap.
Cam, if you're going light to light, cam and gear.
Yeah, cam and gear, that'll do it,
yeah.
You know, put up, depend. Oh, you don't want to do it. Put some money into it a little bit, maybe change the manifold, put aluminum heads on it, change the rear.
Yeah. Depending on what gear you got in it. Yeah,
it's probably got a, 7340 might have, like the rear that the other guy had, what was it, a 323?
Yeah.
So it might have that, so... Yeah, that's it. Just try to get it done, and you'll be out there. That's a fast car.
Yeah.
Those 340s fly. For car shows, we got the 3rd annual Henry Dana Memorial, October 19th, 2024. And that's going to be at the Clover Park, 31 Piazza Drive, Port St. Lucie, Florida, from 10 to 3.
Field.
That's a baseball field?
Yeah.
For information, go to www.henrydanafoundation.com. That's Steve's buddy, right, Henry?
Yep.
He was an old drag racer?
Yep.
Okay.
He built the transmission for my first Chevelle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and him go back a long ways. I used to help him out a little bit on the weekends and after night if he needed a hand and stuff. He was a cool guy. Perfectionist, but a cool guy.
Right. Now, did you ever do work for Dick or no?
Dick Abazel?
Yeah.
No, I never knew Dick. I was in Fort Pierce.
You were in Fort Pierce, yeah, okay.
So I never knew Dick. I met him about before he passed, really. Yeah.
Right. Another thing happened on October 9th. It's a local one. Indian River Fairgrounds is the Oktoberfest 2024 car show presented by the mob, the Mopars of Brevard. They're coming down here into Indian River for the car show. And that's from 11 to 3. The pre-registration is $20 by October 12th. $25 thereafter. Entry, all makes and models, trucks too, vintage, classic, modern, and new cars, I guess, presented at 2 p.m. 50/50 dash plaques for the first 100 registrants. That's a nice venue, the fairgrounds, as long as you're underneath the pavilion.
Yeah, they're not underneath the pavilion. We did it for a couple of years with our club, and you're right at where we was right on the north side,
right, the north side all the way in the back.
No, up by the building. And
oh, really?
Yeah. In the back is when we was there for I think it was the blues. We was back
the blues festival. Yeah, they put everybody in the back. Yeah.
It was a small area, but I mean we had room, but it just a lot of traffic, and it's grass, so your cars get a lot of dust and stuff in there.
Right.
And you don't want to be in the pavilion because when you go in there, everybody comes in carrying their chairs.
Right.
And all you see is these people looking at the cars and chairs swinging back and forth.
Yeah. The only thing about the pavilion is that you're not on dirt.
Right, and you're in the shade.
And you're in the shade, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're interested in that show, you could go to the Mopars of Brevard. They have a Facebook page. Or you could contact, she didn't put her email on there. But mail the registrant to Oktoberfest 2024 to Penny Anderson. If you bring up the flyer on the Mopars of Brevard Facebook page, you'll see it. Jesse brought it up. Also, what else we got here going? Vets on the Avenue. That's the same day, October 9th. A lot of stuff happened October 19th. 21st Vets of the Avenue. That's in Melbourne, downtown Melbourne, on 192 and US 1. They're doing their car show. It's just vets. I think they just drive through downtown Melbourne and park. Is there register? Yeah, $18 each. No free T-shirts. Deadline for T-shirts orders at 9/1. So early registration fee is $30.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big money for. Well, the vet guys have a lot of money. So.
Yeah, them Corvette owners.
All right, so that's it. We got another 30 seconds, and
we have a.
Go ahead, Billy.
Mind,
hurry up.
On our club is hooked up with the Loop, the Riverside Theater, and they're doing a jazz show on Thursday nights over there. And one Thursday of the month, we do a car show with them. Okay. And it happens to be this Thursday night. Unfortunately, right now, we're limited on space, so we're doing it to just
members only.
But come by and see it. They got some pretty good bands, good food, good music, and, it's really a neat deal.
And that's right there on 60.
Riverside.
Down by the water. On Riverside, right by Riverside Park.
It's right at Riverside Theater.
All right, we're out of here. See you next week.
Peace.